Here we have a Nintendo Switch OLED that came in for repair. We already disassembled the board, and I can tell right away that the motherboard was modded. The console came in for a black screen, and if black screen is due to the modding of the motherboard, I'm not going to be able to help out the customer. The reason is anything can go wrong when you mod a motherboard. We do not want to go into a rabbit hole and a never-ending repair, but I'm going to do a quick visual inspection on the board. If I do not see anything obvious, we may call it off. I have 4 Nintendo Switch motherboards that we need to fix, and I picked this one for this video. If this one does not work out, then we'll jump over to another Nintendo Switch console. Black screen can also be due to the LCD connector. Let me check the pins quick. And I think we do have a problem with the connector. Look at this. Look at the black gap right here. We have a missing pin right here. You see how we have one golden pin? 2, 3, 4. We do not have one here. The pin is probably bent or broken. We have one missing right here also. It's either bent or broken. And we see the rest of the pins. So that's it. The problem is the connector. Hopefully replacing the connector will fix the console. It's very obvious that we have a problem with the LCD connector. So the black screen may not have to do anything with the modding of this motherboard. We do have connectors for Switch OLED, no problem. We're going to start by desoldering the connector. And I'm not going to heat up from the top, because if we apply heat from the top, we're going to end up burning the connector right next to it. This one here. This connector is plastic. This connector is plastic. So those connectors are very fragile. We're going to apply hot air from the bottom of the board. So I have hot air right here. That's my hot air nozzle. We're going to apply a tiny bit of Flux, because Flux helps with the flow of solder. Apply genuine Amtech Flux. If you are in the same type of business or you're a hobbyist, you can purchase original Amtech Flux from our site. We are a distributor of the Flux. Just log into NorthridgeFix.com, click on shop, and you can buy all your tools from there. We carry everything from soldering stations, hot air stations, thermal camera, power supply, tweezers, braid wig, whatever we use on our bench for the most part. We carry and sell in our shop. All items are in stock, and we almost always ship out same day. Just check out, pay, and your package will go out same day. We're going to be using the NF mini pen. Apply solder right here. And you can purchase the NF mini pen off our site as well. NF stands for NorthridgeFix, in case you didn't know. And we use the best quality tips in the market. Just look at how nice that tip holds solder, and how nicely we can apply solder onto the pads. That's what a good quality tip does. You do not struggle. The tip does not struggle to hold solder, and you get nothing but a smooth action. And just a tiny bit of Flux. And we're going to solder a new connector on the board. We have a new connector right here. You see how we have all the golden pins in the front? But the front should be the back. I have it backwards. Just like that. We have a lot of glare. Maybe we should turn on our anti-glare light. What is the hammer doing on my bench? Anti-glare light on. Beautiful. We do not see any glare anymore. And that's the whole purpose of the anti-glare light. The connector looks aligned. It does not have to be perfect. Once we apply hot air from the bottom, the connector is going to settle down in place and it's going to realign itself. Press gently, let go of hot air. And we should be all good. We can tell the golden pins are aligned with the pads. That's perfect. And we can actually go over the pins, make sure they are all solid. Maybe if we tilt the board a bit, like this. I mean, look at those pins. Look at the joints. And tell me those joints are not better than factory. I'm not talking about the joints that you smoke. I'm talking about the pins. Don't go too far. Solid. You can tell every single one is solid and is better than factory. And this one and this one. Wow. The soldering was amazing. And if we tilt the board the other way, let's measure those pins. Not measure, but press on the pins, make sure they are solid. Every single pin is solid and looking better than factory. Except for this one here, we have a solder ball bulging out, but that's not a big deal. Extra solder does not do any harm. Okay, if I want, I can make this better than factory. Right, that's it. The magic touch of the NF.mini pen. One time, one shot, and we're done. All right, I'll be back. All right, so we reassembled the board right here, and we're gonna turn on the console. Maybe the battery is dead. Let me plug in the charging cable. Purple. The screen looks pinkish, purple color. And that's because of the modding. Actually, it's purple, not pink. You're not going to be able to see it. Oh, right there. And that's because of the modding. I have nothing to do with this. This tells me the connector is soldered on properly. Doing a simple search, I came across this page here with the color codes. The screen was leaning more towards purple, but I do not know if it's really the pink color or the purple color. Let's assume the color was pink. Then a pink screen would indicate an invalid CPU context, invalid SE state, CPU is already awake. Or if the color was purple, general bootloader error, invalid DRAM ID, invalid size, invalid argument, bad GPT, failed to boot safe mode, activity monitor fired. None of the color codes have anything to do with the LCD connector. That's mainly because of the mod that the customer has on the motherboard. That's why we do not take modded consoles in, because they can have a lot of issues, or they can have issues that may be normal that we think may not be normal. So our job is done. We're going to let the customer know, invoice, and mail it back to him. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. Leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll do something else in the next video.